Okay, so these 4 are for the calves. 2 of them go on each of the calves, and all of these are for the quadriceps. Now this is for you. And I'm going to take 2 of these if you want to get up close. One pad goes right up here. You just stick it on. This one, you want to make sure that they're never touching because when they shock, it's not very nice. And then I come over here and I grab 2 thin straps. There are thin straps and there are thick ones. So I take these thin ones and I wrap it around, and this is just to help them stay in place when doing the bike.
The pads are sticky, but the sticky wears off, so we use the Velcro straps.
You do that. Woo! It got stuck. For both of them. Sometimes it gets stuck to the leg bag. Don't freak out. It'll come right off. So now they're all hooked, and you always want to make sure that the wires are facing out. So like on this leg, they're facing out right here. And then you want to go over there. And then these ones, you want them to be, you do the same thing that you did on the other side. And so now these wires are sticking out that way. And then those are good. You always take the pads and you're fighting a plant. And you put them just right back. Never, there's 2 sides. One says on and one is no. You always want to keep the on side face up. So now, oh, I forgot to do the straps on the other side. So just the thin straps again. You put them around and hook them up. You don't want to do it loose, but you also don't want to do it too tight. And now it's good like that. And then I take, now you're on to the big pads. And again, you always want the wire on the other side. Do not put it over the catheter, or do not put it on a testicle, because that will hurt. So you put it there, and again, the wire's hanging out. I can't stress that enough. Don's my little holder. And you always want to make sure they're about this far apart. So probably about 1 inch or 2. And you just take these 2 and put them back again on facing up. And that's the same way that you stick them. In a different video will be showing how to put it back. So then again with this side, wires out. You put it up, and his legs will jump because they're really cold. Did I lose one?
Hamstrings.
I know, but I lost a thing.
A pad?
One of these things. Oh, it's probably. Oh, it's right here. Da-da-da. Never mind. So for this one, I always bring 2 straps and 2 pads because you're going to be doing under the leg. So what I do, and you're going to want to probably go from, yeah, there you go. And I lift his leg up barely, because if I lift up too much, he's going to slide. But I put it on my leg to hold. And then you take this pad and you put it all the way back, trying to make it align with the one that you put on top. And his foot's gonna probably jump. Whew, just a little bit, not too much. And you put the strap right underneath of it. And you don't have to tie it right now because this can get tiring holding it up. And then you do this one again. Ooh, there it jumped. And again, wires sticking out. And then you hold this down and you just try to line it up. And you gently set his leg down and you're able to strap it. Again, never go over the catheter. So I put this right here. And boom. That side is done for pads. Then these are the last two, along with these ones. Dawn, hold that. You can smile. And then
Hey, Trace.
you take these. Again, don't lift up the leg too far. Dawn, hold that for me. Thank you. Again, wires out. Cold, Dawn. Hey, your foot didn't jump. I'm just putting this underneath. Then I grab the other pad. And they, whoop. Leg didn't like that one. I'm just reaching. It's easier if you're a taller person because then you don't have to hold it with your head. And you just strap them on. And boom. Now that's all set up. Ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, I turn the bike on so it starts.
Yep. And what he means by that is you just come over here and there's a little thing. This never goes anywhere. It does not come off of this unless you're turning it on. So you just tap the screen and this will pop up. You just stick this right back on there. It will not fall off. So the bike is actually a little bit crooked right now. Okay.
So turn the chair on.
Yep, I gotta put in your footrest. So what you wanna do is you wanna come in and you want to make sure the footrests go all the way in because you are driving up next to the bike. And then what you do is you lift up his foot, put up the footrest, and then I always make him drive. But when he gets up to my arm length, I tell him to stop. And if you want to come up closer, I grab his feet. Again, don't want to lift too high because otherwise he'll slide down. Try to go that way a little bit. Yep, perfect, straight. Got about half a foot. That's good, I'll take this. I try to get as close as I can. Woo!
You can latch the bike to the front of the chair, but you don't have to. We usually don't, it's just easier.
Yep, and so around here, if you want to show it over here, I take this strap and I make his foot straight. And I take this strap, and it's okay if it goes over one of those. It's not going to hurt it. But you go over And you latch that in. Now, you want to do the other side? Sorry. Then, you take the other one, and you pull his leg a little bit. And the one thing that you want to look out for is you want to use this to be center with him. So obviously it's a little crooked right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the front of this. It's getting better. We still want to go a little more, but this time I'm going to move the back end. Now, you can see too that it's aligned with him very nicely and that his legs are straight. So when he starts pedaling, it's not going to be absolute torture. Now, this harness is the wiring harness. You do not want to break this. Be very, very careful with it. So what you do is right here, there are 2 up and down arrows. It's the only ones on there. And this can move up and down. But you take where the 2 are and you plug it in right here. And it just hooks in. You don't have to...
No twist. It just pushes and pulls.
Yep. And then, each of these are divided for each side. These ones, on this side of him, so on the left side, you want the odd numbers, which is the color white. So what I do is, being I know that this is already the odd side, I just go ahead and move these gently to the other side. And I hold this right there. And I try to come and make these straight so they're not tangled. And I look at what numbers they are. So they're in each pair. So ones, I put on the top, not calf, what's this called? Quadricep. And I just find the wires that are sticking out and I plug them in just like this. You just take them and boom. You don't have to push in hard or nothing. There's no click. And then right here is 3. So one is always on the top and 3 is on the bottom.
That's hamstrings.
On the hamstrings. And then number 5, the last odd number, you want to bring it all the way down to the calves, because this one, and another way to tell too, is this is the longest cord. But you plug that in, and then this one, actually, so this is a perfect example. So when it gets stuck behind there, because you did this thing, you just move it out of the way and grab it. You don't pull hard because you don't want to break them. But they don't have to be straight, like this one right now is coming from there. You just push it in a little bit. Oh, one thing I missed on the footrest is there are 2 straps and you just cross them. So on each side, you cross them. So that side's all hooked up. And now we go ahead and do this side. Again, I just straighten out the wires, make sure they're good. So first one is 6. Well, actually, we'll do it in order. So the top one is 1. Oh, I still grabbed the wrong one. But these ones are all even.
So 2.
2, yep. So 2 goes on the top. And then, again, the longer one goes all the way to the bottom, but then we got 4. So kind of think of it as 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 and 6. Again, these ones are longer wires because they go all the way down to the calf. But then, move around, and you take all this, and you just kind of loop it. It loops kind of by itself already. But you take the clip, you just hook it to him. Obviously not his skin. That would not be good. You always want to make sure that the wires are on the inside. Like I just noticed this one, it was outside like this. We don't want that. You want them all on the inside. And then I always turn the chair back on. When you're doing the harness and stuff, always shut the chair off. But I make sure that the footrests are in. And I go down with the whole chair, little bit, back with the backrest, barely. Go down, barely. Down, barely. Oh, maybe a little bit more on that one. How you feel?
Good.
Good? And then I can take that. Thank you. And then I take my I'm blocking the camera. I take my trusty dusty pen and I hit power and the screen will pop up. And you press go. And it takes a little bit. It'll say all these words, but it's okay. And that'll pop up. It's nothing. It'll just glitch like that. I promise nothing's broken on it. And it just takes a little minute for it to keep popping up. And another minute. Just for it to come up. It's just loading to power on. So then this thing will say cannot connect. You just press dismiss and then leg therapy. And then down here it'll say start in 4, 3, 2, 1. And his legs will start moving. I keep the chair on just if I need to move the chair up or down. But it starts off slow.
Just gives you a chance to check all your wires. My positioning, see if I'm moving.
See, right here, it's kind of caught on the bottom. When he goes up, you see how it pulls? You just bring it up. Then, I check the other side as well. That one's good. It's not getting caught on anything. It's all good. This one might be just a little, but you just move it. Again, this is a very expensive piece of equipment, so be careful. But then, are you good? Not sliding?
Yep.
All good? All right, and then it just keeps going. He's in warm-up mode right now.
Then it'll start shocking my muscles to make them react and pedal the bike. I'm pushing. I can't pull with my leg at all. But I can push with each leg as it goes around. So I work with the machine.
And just in case if you ever need to stop it, you just take this and press stop and it will stop the whole machine. When you first start it up, if it ever glitches, make sure, like, let's say before you even get hooked up and everything, like, you know how it took a minute to get the dismiss sign up? If it ever comes up and it starts acting weird, you just have to restart the whole machine, and what you do is you unplug this thing. And you leave it off for about 30 seconds, and then you plug it back in.
Okay, shocking is starting and the counter is going up. It's reading tenths of a mile.
So now, obviously, should have done that a little bit ago, but always shut the chair off. Yeah, it's really good for his legs.
It'll run out at this pace for about 6.2 miles. And then it'll stop shocking, it'll pick up the pace, and it'll run for an hour. So you end up moving for that whole time. And, you know, I could sit passively and do this. My legs would move. But if I'm pushing, I get a good workout. My calves increased, I think, 1/4 of an inch in the first month of using it.
So, yeah, but it's really good for his legs. And then, how's the shocking?
It's good. It's just starting.
It's just starting? Okay.
When it does the shocking, it starts out gentle, and then it kind of turns into bee stings. And then your muscle will start jumping with it, and it quits bee stings. Sometimes if a pad is not touching, making good contact, it hurts a lot. And we have to check the pads, and I tell her where it hurts. But if she touches a pad, she gets a shock. So.
And usually when that hurts really, really bad, sometimes it happens, sometimes it don't. But most of the time when it hurts really bad, you don't have the straps on tight enough that cause the pads to come off. And so, like, if it slips off, like, let's say that is not on there, it will cause it to hurt if they don't have a good connection, because it'll want to shock more to try to make the connection. All good?
You got it.